Hey guys, like anyone else that's normal, I love The Walking Dead, and I enjoy listening to some of the fan theories that are out there. But this one in particular is, but fucking ludicrous. And the first episode of The Walking Dead, the pilot episode, actually kind of dismisses most of the proof this guy has for this fucking insane theory. But I'm not going to go through and point out all the flaws to this guy's theory, but just probably poke a couple holes in it, just holes the size of my ex's vagina that are fucking easily double fistable, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, anyway, let's just watch some of these key argument evidence, I guess, that this guy has compiled for his fucking obnoxiously retarded theory.
Rick created the virus. Who was Rick Grimes before the show began? Why is his past so mysterious? Well, in this theory, I'm going to propose why his past is so mysterious and possibly give an explanation for his plot armor. Before the show began, before the comics began, Rick Grimes was a former scientist who worked with the CDC on various projects in fields such as microbiology, genetics, and immunology.
Okay, so this guy is saying that Rick's past is mysterious or whatever. But actually, on multiple kind of like occasions in the show, like conversations between Rick and Shane and Lori with I believe it's some lady named Paula, they say that they could account for Rick's earlier life, and it even says that Lori actually married Rick at a young age. Um, so I mean, there's multiple times they mention stuff about his past. So I don't really see how his past is mysterious, and there's not enough time. Like if there is any unaccounted for time in Rick's life, that'd be long enough to become a doctor, then work for the CDC, and then bury your past. Like this guy is like I don't know, it's kind of reaching there. And then when I said kind of, I meant like really fucking reaching a lot.
6 people who were previously infected with the rabies virus were chosen and entered a room where they would begin the tests. After administering the vaccine to all 6 people, all 6 patients died. He went over to analyze the deceased subjects, but would soon realize the fingers of one of them moving. Rick was shocked, and before he knew it, that subject rose up and tried to attack Rick.
Okay, so I shortened it down a little bit. You're welcome. But basically, he's trying to say that somehow Rick started the whole zombie apocalypse through rabies immunizations. And there's a couple things that don't really make sense about that. But one of the main things that I'm going to point out is if Rick has already seen what a walker is prior to the first episode of The Walking Dead, then why does Morgan have to explain to him what a walker is? Um, he's saying that Morgan actually coins the phrase walker in the one scene in the first episode. And then the next day, after he tells him what they are, he has to reassure Rick again that they're not alive. So, I mean, if Rick already caused a zombie apocalypse years earlier, I think he would kind of get an idea that they're reanimated. But I mean, whatever. You could literally watch the first episode and just dismiss this whole stupid theory.
Nearby security contained the area and shot all subjects in the head. This experience changed Rick as he wanted a better life, which he would then retire to become a police officer. The reason he chose that profession? Simple. The guilt of causing the death of 6 individuals haunted him so much that he needed to do something that could save lives.
I mean, why become a sheriff? I mean, you could probably do just as much good being a doctor or using your medical skills or whatever your fucking skills are that you spent that long going to college to be, PhD. You probably help more people with that than you could being a cop in a little town. And I don't know how being a cop in a little town is a better life than, working for the CDC and, containing deadly diseases and stopping, bio warfare and shit like that. So again, that doesn't even make a lot of sense either.
When Rick is stunned at the sight of the Bicycle Girl zombie and the others he sees in the first episode of The Walking Dead, he's not stunned because of how they look. I mean, that is part of it, but he's stunned because he's seen it before. The very thing he's been running away from his whole adult life has come back to haunt him in the worst way possible.
Okay, again, this is kind of harping on the same point, but with the conversation of Morgan, just kind of just disproves this whole point that he's trying to make that he's seen walkers before. If he's seen walkers before, even if it was because of this vaccine that he made, he would still recognize like, oh shit, remember that one time things came back to life after I thought they were dead? This is just like that. Especially if he's been running away from it his whole life, then you think you'd have enough presence of mind to be like, damn, that thing that haunts me every night, this is happening again almost. You know, it just seems kind of stupid. This whole fucking argument he's trying to make.
It explains why he went to the CDC, a place he once worked, why he knew his way around the place, and explains his shock when Jenner tells him that all the other scientists either died or fled the scene. You know that thing Jenner whispered in his ear? Well, that didn't change. And for Jenner, well, he and Rick go way back.
Okay, so this is one of the easier ones to disprove, and the reason why is Jenner doesn't recognize him at all. We see Jenner debating whether he should even let them in at all. And I mean, if Rick really knew his way around there, why did it take him kind of a little bit to realize that there was a countdown for the place to be destroyed? And if you watch the episode, it really doesn't seem like he knows his way around like he's suggesting. And it definitely doesn't seem like Jenner knows him, whether he's trying to fake that he doesn't know him or not. Okay, but he isn't trying to fake. Who's he got to fake for when he's debating if you should let Rick in? Because he doesn't go, "Oh my God, that's Rick Grimes. Should I let him in?" He goes, "Who the fuck are these people? Should I let him in or not?" You know, this is just a really easy one to disprove.
This theory also explains why Rick jumped on the chance of a possible cure after Eugene told everyone that he was a scientist. The Walking Dead, according to this theory, is what everyone once thought it was after all, a search for a cure.
Okay, so that's not a very logical point. He's saying that the only reason why Rick Grimes is interested in a cure is because he was a doctor that may or may not have had something to do with the apocalypse or whatever. But no matter what kind of outbreak there is, wouldn't you be interested in a cure, whether you're a doctor or not? I mean, it'd be kind of stupid to be like, oh, there's a cure for fucking Ebola? Fuck that shit. I had nothing to do with starting Ebola. Like, that's pretty dumb. And if Rick Grimes was a scientist that, kind of did the same shit that Eugene did, wouldn't he be kind of curious? Maybe ask him a few questions, even if he didn't want to, show that he had something to do with the zombie apocalypse. If you, even not exposing yourself, you could still ask him a few questions. I mean, look at Glenn. He asked him a few questions about what he did and the cure and stuff. Did Glenn expose himself as being a doctor? No, that's like a ludicrous point to even say.
Two are unrelated, and what reanimates you is something not Walker related at all. But then again, when you become reanimated, for some reason you become highly diseased and can infect anyone with an illness that is worse than Ebola. Really confusing. Either it's confusing or Robert Kirkman majorly fucked up.
There's a third option. You're mentally handicapped, buddy. And this is why. Basically, he's having a hard time understanding why a corpse that's decaying and stuff, why it would be able to infect you with a really deadly disease if it bit you. Now, I think this guy should go look up the Commando Dragon. A Commando Dragon, even now with the best medical help that you can get, will most likely kill you if it bites you. Commando Dragons, their mouth, they're just full of bacteria and shit. So I'm not gonna go into that one too much. I'll let you guys look that up if you're interested. But the vaccine theory that this guy is talking about is really stupid because a vaccine wouldn't lay dormant in you, especially the vaccine he's talking about. He's saying in his story that the vaccine killed people right away and then they turned. So it doesn't fit with what's going on in The Walking Dead. What would fit more with something be laying dormant? It'd be like, maybe a bioweapon or some kind of nanotechnology used as a weapon. Or even some kind of mutation in our genes or a prion disease. I'm probably not saying that correctly. But a lot of things would fit the Walking Dead. This everything that's going on in the universe of The Walking Dead a lot better than this fucked up creepy pasta shit he's trying to fucking pass along as a theory. You can dismiss most of the shit in the very first pilot episode where he's talking to Morgan. It dismisses a lot of the stupid shit. This guy just doesn't seem like he knows what the fuck he's talking about.
But that's this theory. Post down below with your thoughts. Do you think Rick is in some way, shape, or form involved at all? Like, it doesn't have to be in the specific way I told it in this video. Do you think the show will end with the cure? Or do you think we'll never actually get to that point? Sound off below. Make sure to subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.
So I guess he realized it was a really bad theory because he even turned off the comments for this video. So go figure. Okay, so to top it all off, he ends up putting in over 30 seconds of fluff so he can reach the 10-minute and 3-second mark. So, good job there. That just shows you what this video was really about to make money. That was pretty much it. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you support the channel, and hope you have a great day. Deuce.